Good morning. So this is the reading for Tuesday, January 28th, and we are almost at the new moon. So I don't know if you feel it building. I definitely feel it building, and it feels really good. It feels very liberating. So what I'm doing here is just pulling a little bit about our past energy. Current energy. Okay. And okay, future energy. These are very strong cards that are popping out here. One more. It actually feels like there's a fourth. Okay. So looking here, bottom of the deck, Page of Swords. I love the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is a lot of clarity. It's clear communication. It's letting go of something, letting go of the past, recognizing just so many things about yourself. There's this awareness that I'm picking up on, this awareness within yourself, who you are, what you want, what you value. But it's more than that. It's what really belongs in your life, because it feels like up until now, maybe you've just accepted a lot of things as they kind of come up and you're like, well, that seems like an okay opportunity, so I'm gonna let that in. And as you kind of progress, well, it seems like a good person, I'm gonna let that person in, even though you don't really feel that strong connection to it. It feels like we're entering into a period where if it's really not in alignment with who we are and what we want, then we're not going to accept it. We're not going to just allow for mediocre to kind of reign free anymore. It is about prioritizing and making sure that everything kind of has its place. I'm trying to find the right words to describe exactly what I'm feeling. You're just not going to settle anymore. There's just no reason to settle. When I look at the past energy here, I'm getting the Two of Swords with the World and the Empress. So Two of Swords, World, and the Empress. Wow. Okay, so the Two of Swords, this is indecision. This is standing at a crossroads and not really sure what you need to do. The World is showing up because you knew that there was something here that you needed to let go of. And there was something, I'm definitely getting a healing energy from this Empress, but this is really about transformation. And so with this, you were standing at a point in your past trying to figure out what you needed to do to let it go. And then something happened here. There might have been another person that was involved and it kind of helped you see what you needed to let go of, see what this transformation needed to look like, because this is Venus energy. This is ruling relationships, harmony, balance, but it's about coming together. So whether it's coming together with another person or it's healing something within you, I'm getting a much stronger sense of healing something within you. Kind of like a wound, like a surface level wound, and I'm picturing like kind of a gaping wound. It's kind of gross, but it's really about sealing up this gaping wound. And so letting go of something, the universe did intervene in some sort of way to show you what you needed to do here. It feels like a lot of external influences to help close out this chapter. And what you're doing now is you're mending, you're transforming, you're fixing something within yourself. When I look at the current energy here, I'm getting the Ten of Pentacles, the Magician, and the Hierophant. So the Magician and the Hierophant, these are both very spiritual cards. Ten of Pentacles, long-term success, long-term fulfillment. This is really, what are you trying to do to grow and expand over time? Because you go from the Ace of Pentacles, which is planting the seeds, to really harvesting what you want, being able to create this abundance for yourself. And so I like the Ten of Pentacles showing up with the Magician and the Hierophant. This tells me that you have a very strong connection to your guides, to God, to the divine, however you want to reference this. You're planting seeds internally and really putting it out to the universe and out to your guides, what your ultimate goals are, what you're really looking for. And it's not about spelling out exactly what you want. It's not about saying, well, I want to have this amount of money in my bank account. It's like, I want to live this type of lifestyle. I want to feel like this in this lifestyle. I want to feel content and balanced within whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. Because it's not just about this kind of dollar value or monetary value that you can place on goods and services. It's about how you feel in that environment and what kind of opportunities present themselves to really allow you to enter into that type of environment. I'm going to see what else I get when I clarify. It feels like there's another layer to that story. When I look at the future energy here, I'm getting the Queen of Wands, and it really feels like the Knight of Pentacles belongs with this Queen of Wands. I have the Two of Pentacles, and then I have the Nine of Wands. So what's taking place here? The Queen of Wands with the Knight of Pentacles. You're taking action and you're learning as you go. There's a lot of trial and error that I'm getting out of this energy. So it is about figuring things out as you kind of move through. The Queen of Wands is very action oriented, just like the King of Wands, but the Queen of Wands is more receptive to taking in information and then pivoting if possible. And so if you're learning things that really force you to move in a different direction because you're figuring out the steps that you're taking just aren't really what you thought they would be, or they just aren't what you want, you're going to move in a different direction. And the Two of Pentacles really does indicate that you're going to be prioritizing as you go. This isn't going to be like a one and done where you're immediately going to have all the answers that you're looking for. This is going to be something that unfolds over time, that has you prioritizing and then maybe reprioritizing things in your life, trying to find this balance, maintain this balance, because you are going through a transformation. You're healing something within yourself. And the Nine of Wands is showing up here too. So the Nine of Wands is, I'm getting a lot of protection. So it is the wounded warrior. It's about putting your guard up, not letting other people in. So really keeping people here at arm's length. You're protecting yourself, whatever this journey is that you're on. And when you're trying to figure out what your steps are, especially in these kind of early stages, you're not going to let everybody in. There's people around you that aren't going to be wishing you well. And so until you figure out who belongs, who doesn't, you're going to keep your guard up. Because there's that sense of not accepting that mediocre, not accepting something just because it's there. It's going to be the same thing with people. Until you really figure out and hone in on what exactly you want and the direction that you're going and the goals that you're laying out for yourself and how you're going to feel in that situation and who really aligns with that, you're going to keep your guard up. You're going to be very discerning. Let's get some additional detail here. I can see, oh wow, all the balancing that took place here in the past. With the Two of Swords, I have the Devil. So you knew that something needed to end. You just weren't sure what to do. It was this Devil energy. You recognized that a pattern or behavior or something here was just very unhealthy for you, very toxic. And it was very limiting, restricting in the way that it was kind of working in your life. And you knew that something here needed to change, but it's almost like you felt powerless to do anything about it. And then the universe did intervene here. And the way that it intervened was by showing you future potential. That's what happened. The minute that you were able to not kind of focus on being stuck and you were able to see off into the distance, that's what broke you free. The Empress is being clarified by the Queen of Swords. So a lot of Queen energy showing up today, a lot of learning, a lot of kind of being receptive to information. And so the Queen of Swords is the release. This is letting go of a situation. This is also figuring out what you need to do in order to heal and transform. And the Empress is showing up, the way the Empress is showing up here is really healing that wound. I'm just getting that very strong sense of healing a wound, like an open wound. The Magician. Okay, we'll take them both. Hierophant. Okay, with the Ten of Pentacles, I'm getting the Ace of Wands. This is it. When it comes to your future fulfillment, when it comes to what goals that you've set out for yourself, once you're clear on that, and maybe even not fully clear, but you have the sense of, I know the direction I need to move in. Ace of Wands, you're going to start moving in that direction. Nothing is really going to hold you back here. That Ace of Wands, you're going to feel very inspired and motivated to move in that direction. Clarifying the Magician here, we have the Five of Swords with the Strength card. Yeah, you really are kind of, you're navigating this transformation because it is kind of balanced one second, not balanced the next. It's that kind of energy. It's a lot of back and forth, but you know that in order to move forward, you kind of have to keep moving forward. You can't look to the past for all the answers. The past doesn't necessarily dictate the future, and in this case, it won't at all because you're actually letting it go. And so I like the way that this is showing up here with the Strength card and the Five of Swords, because you're resolving some sort of conflict. You're kind of working through whatever the situation is so that you can move forward. I'm also getting a sense there might be another person involved in resolving this conflict. So part of it might be a conflict with another person, but you are going to come to some sort of resolution here. I like the way that this is playing out for you, because you're really taking control and really using this fire to move you forward. With the Hierophant, I have the Nine of Wands. This is definitely union with another person. So there might be another person. It doesn't have to be a romantic connection. It can be just a spiritual connection. You have people that will come into your life that are meant to be on your path. These are kind of those spiritual type soulmates where you have things that you need to accomplish together. And it feels like you're trying to figure out who really does belong on your path, who has that spiritual connection with you. So who needs to stay, who needs to go, and kind of where does everybody fall in this whole spectrum of your life and the way things are unfolding. So clarifying the Queen of Wands with the Knight of Pentacles here is the Three of Cups. So you're learning a lot about what it means for you to be happy. And it's not about finding like that, making the best of a situation, because there's a difference between making the most of a situation and then truly being happy in a situation here. And you're figuring things out. You're really trying to take the steps that allow you to be the happiest in a situation, again, as opposed to making the most of a situation. There is a big difference here, and you're learning that. That is part of this lesson connected to releasing the past, because again, you were very comfortable in the past. I know I've said this in multiple readings. And of course, once you have that comfort level, it's really easy to stay in that energy, and you're being pushed out of your comfort zone right now. You're being shown all the ways that's holding you back, and it's showing you a new opportunity, but it really does require this inner strength to embrace it. It's the strength to go forward and be happy, because it's risky. You've never done this before. And so clarifying the Two of Pentacles is the Moon. And so this is about trying to find and maintain some sort of emotional balance. What you're really doing here is trying to find the ways to lean into the transformation as opposed to kind of regain your footing during this entire thing. So it's about that priority today. Is it a priority tomorrow? When does it become a priority again? It's that constant balance that you're looking for. And what you can see with the Moon, especially in this deck here, you can see the way the water is flowing. The Moon controls the tide. It controls all of the bodies of water here. And so when you're seeing it this way, it is about, okay, well, things are going to keep moving. So how do I find my balance? How do I continue to prioritize what matters the most to me and not fall back into an old pattern? Clarifying the Nine of Wands is the Page of Cups. And so the Nine of Wands is out here twice. Nine of Wands, again, being that wounded warrior, really putting your guard up and figuring things out. Page of Cups, when you're ready to put your guard down and when you're ready to accept some people into your life. And it's going to be like on a case by case, not everybody all at once. It's going to be things that unfold over time. There's going to be really heartfelt conversations connected to it where you've maybe held yourself back and not opened up. And it feels like I'm getting a very strong renewal. So these could be existing friendships, relationships that you might have in your life right now. And now, as you kind of navigate this future energy, what do those relationships really mean to you? And how deep of a connection do you really want with that person or this group of people, whatever the case may be? Because it feels like you're really evaluating everything again, going all the way back to square one and figuring things out. And when you're ready, you're going to start letting people in. You're going to really open yourself up to being emotionally available and vulnerable to other people. Because there's something about you opening up and your happiness here. There's something really strong about that energy. In fact, let me get some guidance cards on that, because it feels like in the past you learned to accept what was, and you accepted that happiness came at a limit. you were only going to be able to get to here because you didn't feel like you could open up to a deeper level of a connection with another person or a group of people, like even your friends, your family. It didn't feel like you were able to have that type of relationship with those people. And so you kind of accepted what was. And now you're getting to a point of, well, if I open myself up more, can I have a more meaningful connection here? And then what does that look like? How do I feel in that connection? So I'm actually going to get a couple of guidance cards on that. What it's really going to do here is open up a lot of possibilities. We do have the Seven of Cups showing up. We have the Chariot showing up. So a lot of success connected to all of the ways that this can be meaningful, along with the Knight of Cups. So Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, pretty similar energy. When you see all the possibilities that are there, it's going to help you. It's going to give you some sort of courage to really go after what you want. That Chariot, I mean, this is overcoming battles. These feel like inner battles. And so you're really taking control, going after what you want. You're seeing a lot of opportunity and you want to capitalize on it. So this is the reading for Tuesday. I hope it resonates. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.